class we talk about the accreditation. Okay. So, and we discuss what is accreditation, how accreditation, what is the meaning of accreditation, what is the value in accreditation. Now, I also said about that how to implement accreditation in the classroom. So, accreditation is not that only a paper based compliance and a program is accredited, not that correct. It has to be implement accreditation in the classroom to reach the benefit to the students. So, how do you implement accreditation in the classroom? So, one of the methods for implementing accreditation in the classroom is called outcome based education or outcome based learning. So, today we discuss about what is outcome based learning, what philosophy behind it and how it can be used to implement accreditation in the classroom. Okay? So, outcome based learning or outcome based education, today all of you know that everybody is talking about that outcome based education. What do you mean by outcome based education? Everybody knows outcome based education is not education is outcome based. What is new in outcome based education? What are the new things is there in outcome based education system? And how do you design an outcome based education in classroom, or how do you say that my system is outcome based education system? So, what to do on it? So, let us see one pictures just to describe the philosophy of outcome based education. So, let us see the pictures. All of you know these pictures, everybody know these books, and I think all of you have read these books also. So, Alice in the Wonderland, I have taken the picture from that book, and this picture I just want to say the philosophy behind the picture and correlate that philosophy with outcome based education. So, what is the philosophy in these pictures? All of you know that philosophy. Philosophy is that a girl standing on a junction of path, he asks the cat which path she is supposed to take, but cat reply, where you want to go? Then girl said, I do not know where I want to go. Then cat says, take any path, does not matter. So, what is philosophy is that? Unless you define your target or unless you know the destination, the path does not matter. So, destination means target has to be defined first. So, if I say, let us give an example of a training program. Let us say I have designed a training program for motor training school. Let us 2-month training program for motor training school. So, if I say that every week you have to come and you have to sit on a simulator or all kinds of things, if I say, but unless you define what is the end outcome, what is the end target of the learner of motor training school. So, end target is that he or she should able to drive the car on the what kind of car, or is it bus or it is truck or a light motor vehicle. So, you have to define very specific, measurable and achievable manner the target, that the end of the program you should able to drive this kind of car on this kind of road condition, then target is fixed. Now, how the learner will reach the target, that can vary. Somebody can, maybe there is a very good learner who can learn very quickly. So, he can reach quickly. So, unless you define the target, the learning path, I cannot say it. And there will be a n number of paths to reach the target, and it depends on the learner how he want to reach the target. So, outcome based education says that let us define the outcome at the end of the program, course, or maybe some workshop or some training program. So, at the end of endeavor, what is the target to achieve by the learner? It may be a e-learning software also, e-learning content. We said the content is very good, but at the end of the content, what is the target? That is outcome based education. So, outcome based education is always target oriented education, what learner will able to do at the end of that learning endeavor. So, it may be a program, it may be a course, If it is program, then it is called program outcome. If it is course, then it is called course outcome. If it is workshop, then it is workshop outcome. If it is training program, it is training program outcome. So, if you relate this picture with that outcome based education, so unless you know the target which is achievable, measurable and specific, you cannot reach the target. Now, if this is the scenario, then what is the role of the teacher in outcome based education? Why outcome based education is called learner centric? So, why outcome based education is called learner centric? Because the target has to be achieved by the learner. It is not what teacher will teach. It is that what learner will learn or learner will develop that skill at the end of the program. That is why it is called learner centric education system. What is the role of the teachers? The role of the teachers is guide and mentor the student to reach the target. So, if I show you another picture, so as a teacher, so what is the role of the teacher? Teacher is define the target. Suppose this is the target. The student has to reach the target. So, teacher will act as a guide, mentor and facilitator to reach the target. Today, what is happening? What I teach, that is the target of the students, but that is not. Outcome based education is that what learner has learned, that is important, or what learner will able to do at the end of the program is important, not what teacher will tell. So, teacher is as a facilitator, mentor and guide. Teacher is not teaching the students, or I can say teaching is definition. Can I say that somebody, can I say that okay, you will learn. So, who will learn? Student will learn. If student do not want to learn, can I teach the students? Cannot. So, the role of the teacher is mentor, guide and facilitator of the students. So, what is the, who want to learn? Learner. So, in outcome based education, learning is learner responsibility, not teacher responsibility. Learning is learner responsibility. As a teacher is define the target, he will guide and mentor the student to reach the target. So, before student join in the learning environment, he or she know what is his target. If he know or he or she know the target, then he may take the guide from that teachers or guide from the anybody to reach the, but ultimately who has to reach the target? Student has to reach the target. So, outcome based education philosophy is define, teacher role is define the target and guide and mentor and motivate the student to reach the target. Teacher role is define the target also. Why? Because if you see in a Google, if I search, I can give an example, analog electronics. You can see the numbers of materials are available, video lectures, web pages, book, journal, paper, lot of materials are available, analog electronics. Now, how much analog electronics is essential for a B.Tech electronics engineer or B 4-year, you can say the B.Tech or B engineering? Is student know? Is learner know? Don't know. So, teacher who is experienced in the field, he only define this much of analog electronics is essential to become a B.Tech engineer, and that things can be consulted with industry also, expert and industry also. Some teacher may say, okay, I define, student will able to describe push-pull amplifier. Then some expert says this kind of skill is not suitable for B.Tech engineer, or accreditation says that student for B.Tech engineer they should know how to solve, how to analyze, how to design, how to test, how to synthesis. So, describe is not is essential target. Is it necessary? He or she may know the describe, but it is not sufficient target for an engineer about analog electronics. So, then teacher will modify the target. So, I given a real life example. Suppose you have a throat infection. Everybody know if I take azithromycin, throat infection will cover. Then also we will visit it to the doctors. Why? Because only doctors know, after seeing the infection, he can only suggest how much dose is sufficient for that kinds of infection. So, that is why the specialty. So, that is why I say target has to be defined by the teachers in consultation with expert and industry, and guide, mentor, and you can say that you facilitate the students so that he or she can reach the target. So, this is the total philosophy of outcome based education. So, in a nutshell, role of the teacher in outcome based education is that role of the teacher is guide, mentor the students. So, learning is learner responsibility, teacher is a facilitator. This is the main principle of outcome based education. That is why it is called learner centric approach. Many teachers said, okay, sir, my class, none of the students want to come. So, what is the problem? So, you say that my class nobody has come, and also if you see that definition of guru in our ancient culture, what is that? Is any of our guru says that I will take you to the God? Nobody. Everybody said I will show the path to reach the God. So, see that role of the teachers. He only can guide and mentor the students to reach the target. He cannot say I will take you to the target. It is impossible. If the learner does not want to learn, a teacher cannot learn him. Only teacher can do motivate the students. So, you may say, sir, my class nobody want to come. What is the problem? Problem is the motivation. As a teacher, you are failed to motivate the student to come in the class. Motivation may be any meaning. It may be by what you have to motivate the people. If you see that our gurus, if you see in our country there are lots of gurus, in whole world there are lots of gurus are there, and is the number of disciples is equivalent in each guru? No. There is some guru who has thousands of disciples, crores of disciples, but there is some guru who has only 5-6 disciples. What is the problem? Problem, that guru is not enough motivate his disciple. That is why his disciple number is not that much. So, as a teacher, your primary role is guide, mentor and motivate the students and define the target in case of outcome based education. So, how to design outcome based education so that or how to implement outcome based education in the classroom, which also will implement the NBA or accreditation requirement in the classroom. So, it is said that the approach to design outcome based education, that systematically design and develop outcome based curricula. So, there is a curriculum. Today also you have said there is a lot of curriculum, syllabus is there, but there is a difference between the syllabus and outcome based curriculum. Once you attend all the lecture in this course, you can fully understand what is the difference between outcome based curricula and syllabus. Developed appropriate ICT based pedagogy framework tools to train the faculty member to design, develop, monitor, review curriculum and also take a feedback from industry and expert. Include reference to appropriate learning material. What I said, the role of the teacher is mentor and guide the students. So, include reference to appropriate learning material. What is the problem? In a large classroom, there may be a very good learner, very fast learner, average learner, below average learner, or in case of learning theory, there is some learning, style and learning approaches are vary to learner to learner. So, all kinds of learning material you have to provide it, so that it gets catered to different kinds of learning approaches and learning style. It may be a video, it may be a audio, it may be a animation, it may be a text, it may be a graphics, all kinds of material must be available to the learner, so that once they know the target, as per their choice, they can select the material and achieve the target. Next, and also you can guide them to how to quickly reach the target. Include adequate number of non-trivial practice problem and assignment. Self-learning ability. So, suppose you design a curricula that this is your target and those are the material, that means those are the path to reach the target. Now, suppose a learner said I have reached the target, how it said? Test it. So, that means every target or every outcome must be associated with a assignment, so that if a learner able to solve that problem, he know he has reached that target. Because it is not that you will come to the class and solve the problem, learner will just copy in the paper, they will forget it. Let them practices, provide the target linked with different kind of problem associated with the target. Let the learner will practice it and reach the target. Once learner done it, he will never forget in his lifetime. What is the present problem? If you come to the final year BTech students, if you take a comprehensive viva, what you find, if you ask any questions on first year subject, he says, sir, I have read it in first year, but I forgot it. Why he forgot it? Because his skill was only on remembering and describe level, or he has done a design, but which is already done in the blackboard only, not he have not think. So, skill is not developed. Here I am saying you define the skill and told the learner to develop that skill. Once the skill is developed, he or she will never forget it. Okay? Then choose appropriate, challenging but achievable specific learning outcome. So, the target must be appropriate, challenging, achievable, specific learning outcome. You may say, I am electronics engineer, I am very good in writing a poem. Yes, you can write poem. As a student, you can write poem. That is not the problem. Problem is that if you want to become say electronics engineer, then your target has to be achieved. So, writing poem is not sufficient target to become say electronics engineer. So, that is why appropriate. Challenging, it is not that all define Schrodinger equation, is not skill. Oh, they will know Maxwell equation, it is not skill. What they will able to do using Maxwell equation, that is skill. So, that is challenging and achievable problem. Never give them a target which is not achievable. Let us give you an example. Suppose somebody told somebody to go to Calcutta, but if you not specify the place where you want to go, his target is achievable. He may go to Calcutta, but he stand on that let us the Dharmatola and he works, yes, I have never told you go to Dharmatola, you must go to that Salt Lake. So, this is not true. So, appropriate but achievable and challenging target has to be done. Write down in clear and measurable term using standard action verb. So, all target must be write down clear and measurable action verb. I will cover how to write down outcome. Proper guide learning strategy with details of list of learning resources, make it available early to the learner. Before you start the course, guide material, problem, everything should be available to the learner. If you ask, most of the learners said that also we have observed that the student engagement is not there. Only before the semester they start for 7 days. Why that is happening? If you see the scenario, a learner saying, unless I attend the class, I do not know what teacher will cover. Only the syllabus is mentioned, topic is mentioned, but how much will cover it is not mentioned there. So, unless they attend the class, they do not know what will cover by the teachers. So, they said due to this they have never studied in the hostels or in the home. Once they come in the class and they see the teacher is presenting a PPT which is available in the Google, or the teacher is explaining something which is better lecture is available in the Google. So, they said okay, we can see it in the during the exam. So, their engagement becomes 0. Now, if you provided them before they come to the class, if they know this is the today's class target and this is the class summary and this kind of problem I should able to solve after this class, then students will come prepared in the class. So, their engagement is increased. And also as a teacher, you have a more time with interaction with the students, so that you can ensure that your domain independent parameter skill is also developed. Communication skill, teamwork, self learning, lifelong learning, ethics, all are, the time is there. You are not delivering information in the class. So, we have to design a outcome based curricula such a way which will fulfill the objective which I said in the first lecture, first slide, 21st century challenges, how to engage the students, how to develop the skill, how to design a curricula so that it remain updated in every time. How do you say that your examination is only testing the student skill, and how do you say that lifelong learning is happening, and how to tackle a large class or multi-section class. I am not going slide by slides what is there. So, this is the philosophy on outcome based education, and how to design outcome based curricula we will explain in the next class. But before I close this class, let us I explain you two main confusion which is exist all of you. One is called learning objective and one is called learning outcome. So, what is learning objective or learning goal? Learning objective generally describe what teacher want to teach. So, this is teacher centric. So, teacher aim for the class or program is called learning objective. At the end of this course, student should know how to design this kind of things. This is teacher objective. So, I can say objective are teacher centric. So, if you see this slide, learning goal objective generally described what an instructor or programs aim to do, not what learner want to do. But learning outcome, a statement describe in observable and measurable term what a learner is able to do after completing the course or program. So, learning outcome is those which will be able to do by the learner, not by the teacher. Teacher may not teach that, does not matter, but learner has to do it. So, learning outcomes are learner centric. Learner has to complete those things. Give an example I have given. Given a specification of an auditorium or studio requirement, list the acoustical requirement and design the acoustic part of the auditorium or studio. That has to be demonstrated by the learner. What is objective? This course will expose students to the major design methods of the area of acoustics or this kind of things I can say. So, that is teacher goal and this is learner goal. This is the difference between learning objective and learning outcome. But when I say instructional objective, IS instructional objective, if I say, that is nothing but a outcome, because instructional objective means after reading the instruction, students should able to do what, able to perform what instruction says. So, if you see in my lecture also, many times I will say course objective. It is not that learner centric, teacher centric, it is learner centric, that means course outcome, that is instructional objective. So, instructional objective and outcomes are same, but if I say the course objective, generally course objective means that what is the teacher's goal, but learning outcome and instructional objective means what is the learner goal. Is clear? So, this must be very clear day 1. In my software or what is the framework, I will show you for outcome based curriculum design, where it is written course objective, that means instructional objective, it is not course objective only. So, it is written, if I objective is written in terms of instructional system design, then it becomes outcome. Okay? So, next class I will talk about how to design outcome based curricula. Okay? Thank you.